he led a great life of a year or so, and he bit off more than he could chew, unfortunately. And he's trash, like I told y'all he was trash in the beginning. He led with his pocketbook, and now look at him, he in the ground.
So today is the day that everybody goes and pays their respects to Multiversus. We all gather our digital flowers and lay it on their digital grave. As today is the last day that you can actually go and play Multiversus at 9 a.m. Pacific, I don't know, whatever time it is. It's going to close down. But today is the day. So we're going to look back and give our final thoughts. Give our closing remarks, on what Multiversus was, what they tried to be, just our overall thoughts of that's finally led up to this day. And we'll start off with the man that everybody know has something to say about this. Mr. Gaming Love, go ahead and say something nice about Multiverse. We're at their funeral now, so you don't want to act up in front of their family members. So go ahead.
Well, family, as I'm here today, y'all have your loved one before you, and he led a great life of a year or so, and he bit off more than he could chew, unfortunately. And he's trash, like I told y'all he was trash in the beginning. He led with his pocketbook, and now look at him, he in the ground. That's what happened to him. That's what happened. He thought he could come up here and say, "Hey, Smash, I'm gonna be your competitor." Smash is like, "No." Brawlhalla and Smash is like, "No, sit down." It's like, did you not learn the lesson from Nick all backyard brawl? Did y'all not learn the lesson from that? Have we not learned the lesson? This game came out, $100 grand at Evo. Oh, this game was nope. I was never fooled by this game. Not one bit. I played it. I didn't really, it just felt like a run-of-the-mill game. I'm like, this is not gonna even come close to Smash. And look where we at. Had to take the game down and brought it back worse. How do you do that? You took the game down. People have bought DLC that they couldn't get access to, and then you bring it back worse. Were you trying to fail? It's like a man leading with his pocketbook with a woman. Like, hey, I'm first time in me, the first day he bring a BMW. Like, bro, I don't, you don't even know her. That's what this game did, right? It came out. Oh, this is going. Anytime you see a game that's like competitive, it's gonna be next competitive thing. 100 grand off the rip. Like, bro, people don't even know they don't like the game yet. Oh, there's so many players playing, man. They breaking records and doing all this. And as soon as that was over with, what happened? You got two people online playing each other every day. What happened? You got a multitude of characters. You got this Warner Brothers license. You could have had 100,000,000 characters in this game. And what did you do? You failed. You gotta, I keep telling people, make sure a game is good first. Stop worrying about all this. It's gonna be competitive. We learned that with Final Fantasy NT, the City NT. Oh, it's competitive, and that game failed. Let's learn the lessons here, people. I get it. People want to come out with a competitive Smash, and I think it's possible. And if we had somebody that could do it, the lineage of characters to choose from and pick from, it could have been that, but it wasn't. So look where we at. Now we in the ground, 6 feet under, dirt on top of your nose, pushing up daisies. Hey, all I gotta say is, man, if y'all watch this podcast enough, y'all knew that I never had faith in this game from the jump. Never. Oh, I can play with my partner. We got like a 2v2 built in. I don't care. All of y'all in the ground now. You can be in the ground with your partner. Hey, man. But I appreciated his services. He was a great person. He was a nice friend to talk to when I needed somebody to talk to. So yeah, I just hope the family can y'all can get through this sad time. I'm gonna go and play something better. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, you got anything nice to say, Mr. MC Amazing?
Hello everyone. My name is MC Amazing. I didn't know Multiversus that well. We only met like
It
a
was
couple of
trash.
times. Um, um, but I but what times we did spend together, I did enjoy for the most part. But I got to be honest with you. I agree with Mr. Game and Lift. It's they really dropped the ball, man, and it sucked because like Mr. Game and Lift said, and this is one of the biggest things to me. It's like you had already had another game come out. Nickelodeon All Star Brawl and like have it completely fail. And all you really had to do was be like, all right, we're just not going to do what Nickelodeon All Star Brawl did. And I mean, they did it cosmetically, like it did look better. They had voice acting, I mean, on from a glance, it looked great. I mean, it looked fantastic. But man, I mean, like Mr. Gameless said, for you to like have the game as and then take it off and then bring it back and then be like, hey guys, we've just completely messed it up. We just completely messed it up. But this is the version of the game that we're going forward with. This is your 20 thing. Now that I think about it, I was about to say 2024 through 2025 Multiversus game. I mean, what day is it? It's the 30th? Barely 2 days out because it came out officially released last year in May, 28th. So it lasted a year and 2 days. A year and 2 days, man. And I mean, it's not like, unfortunately, like with Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, it was like you could tell just by looking at the game that they didn't care. They really didn't care. But with this particular game, it it's like you can look at it and say, "Oh, well, it looks like they put some effort in," but it just turned out they didn't care either. They just didn't care in new and more exciting ways. They just found new and exciting ways to not care about their game. So it's I my heart goes out to the family. My heart goes out to all of Multiverse's friends. Hopefully, I mean, it led a very tumultuous life, and hopefully now, after it's all said and done, Multiverses can rest in peace. It's been a rough road, but it's I think like we all knew eventually that this is how it was going to end. Thank you very much.
Well, of course, I somehow knew that was gonna come up, but anyway, honestly, um, I can't really lay out more than what my co-host already have. But one thing I can say is I think it's really just time. Like, I think maybe we should just leave the platform fighters alone. Like, the ones who are out here striving, doing well. I mean, you got ones like Brawlhalla. Melee is doing still doing numbers. Brawl is still doing numbers. Smash isn't going any not Brawl. Ultimate is still doing numbers. Smash isn't going anywhere. And like I said, you have the other ones that's doing pretty good. I think we just need to stop. I mean, it's just we've had PlayStation All Stars, we've had Multiverses, we've had, the game that I refuse to say anything bad happened to it. We've just had so many people try and just ain't nobody gonna be smashed, man. And the crazy thing about it is it's not like people are hungering for anything else in this genre. I mean, it seems like they're just happy with Smash. Like Smash is just, I mean, people are clamoring for another Smash. I just think Smash is just going to be the king of this genre. I think they just need to leave it alone. I mean, Multiverses did so bad. Riot was planning on doing a platform fighter pool party, and then they just was like, you know what, like, it ain't even worth it. And I'm with it. It just ain't worth it. Just leave it alone. Smash is go running forever. People aren't tired of it. They're the kings of it. They just, I mean, it's just, it ain't go hit the same, man. You're not gonna be smashed. Just leave platform fighters alone. It's just gonna have to be one of them things. It's just one of them things. I know they say it's good to have competition and stuff like that, but it just don't seem like it's gonna happen with platform fighters. Smash is gonna reign for forever. It's sad to see Multiverses go out like this. My co-host fellow co-hosts have already laid out the different things that they've done wrong and stuff like that. I mean, you know, of course, you can't even really say the game been out a year. I mean, my goodness, they dipped for a long time, and then just came back, just like, hey, after all this time, play a new game. I mean, it's like it wasn't even consistently out for a year. So like, it's an unfortunate thing. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I'm not gonna, continue to pour salt on the wound. It's a tragic situation. We've been having that lately, it seems, with these generations of games. I mean, you got Multiversus, you got MK1, and just, you know, I mean, people were clamoring for it to come back. We didn't do that topic today, but people was just talking about like more MK1, please, please. And the Mortal Kombat official Twitter had to come out and just be like, nah, bro, it's done. It's done. If y'all was gonna support it, you was gonna support it. But we here now. Don't be saying when we finally go close it down, everybody talking about, I promise we'll do better. No, we done. It's done.
It's too late.
It's unfortunate that it seemed like it's happening with a couple of games, fighting games this generation, but it be like that sometimes. It is what it is. So anybody else got anything they want to add?
I just wanted to add that, like, for the record, I supported that game. Me and my girlfriend supported that game twice. All right, we bought that game twice. More MK1, just putting it out there.
Twice?
Yeah, once on Xbox and then once on a PC.
Man,
decisions were made.
I like I said, I don't take back nothing I said about this game, because like I said, if you've been around in the gaming zeitgeist, like the movement and what gaming is for a long time, you can kind of tell stuff when like the writing's on the wall, even before it comes out. People say, "Oh, if you pay attention, you'll see signs." Like I said, the first sign to me was like 100,000 like up front, like this game that ain't like just came out. Right, and you throwing around that type of money. That was before Street Fighter 6 came out with this $1 million tournament. I'm like, man, y'all throwing around this type of money for this game. So it's like they just were so confident. We know this is going to be successful. This is going to be the next esports. And a lot of times, anytime you hear somebody they lead with their esports, you can already know it's going to be dead on arrival. Like, let's stop making games like this is the next esports. Nope, it didn't happen with Final Fantasy: The City NT. It didn't happen with this game. So stop doing it. Just make a good game that people will flock to and love first, and then they just turn it into a competitive thing. Like, that's how you could. I mean, I don't necessarily blame people for trying to like do something like that, but usually it's always like in bad faith. Like even like games like Resident Evil, what was the game? Operation something. It was like
Operation Raccoon City.
Not Raccoon City. It was another one that was like they said like this is an esports game. It was like a shooter, third person shooter. It wasn't. It was on like PS3 or PS4, and I forgot what was that game. Umbrella whatever it was. If y'all know what I'm talking about, it was supposed to be an esports Resident Evil game. Failed horribly, and the game looked like garbage. It's like one of these you got to get right. One of these, the game got to at least look good. If you're going to say, oh, this is going to be one of our premier esports titles.
Was it Umbrella Corps?
Umbrella Corps, that's it. And that was this is gonna be esports. No, it's not. This is gonna be a bargain bin game in like 2 months. That's what it's gonna be. But
yeah, that game was pretty garbage.
Like, I don't know. People just keep trying to follow these trends. It's like, bro, like when they made Smash or they make these fighting games, they're not necessarily making them per se to be esports. People just love the games, they play them, and it's like, hey, we want to compete in these. I don't know why people keep like, I don't know, but this also is really just more so like a Warner Brothers thing, because we just talked about MK, put it 30 feet in the ground, that's sunsetting, and now this. And what are both of these under? Warner Brothers. Like, what is going on over there? They canceled Wonder Woman. It's like what is going on over there? I'm concerned now, because like, what are y'all doing?
Bad decisions.
Serving up ales.
Like these games are putting all this effort into be such, and it's like, I've said this and I'm gonna say it again, bro. We gotta focus on making the games good. Make a good game, make a fun product, and people gonna play it. Stop being like, oh, microtransactions and esports, bro. Because
Yeah.
what didn't they do it like with Multiversus? People that have bought like DLC content, didn't they get locked out of that once they took the game away or something like that? And they had to like rebuy that stuff? Or am I mistaken? I know there was something going on with like the content of people that already bought when the game, I guess,
Yeah,
came
I
out in
think
early
the
access.
President's Pack and stuff like that, you were basically promised a certain amount of characters for free as the games were coming out. But basically, since it's ending early, a lot of people probably won't be able to redeem it. So that
That's
was
all,
basically
yep.
the issue.
And that sucks. It's like, man, because I mean, a lot of games like this do this. Brawlhalla has a Founders Pack. Paladins Founders Pack. You know, people get it and they get all the access to the characters because you're expecting and hoping this game to last like some years. You're not like, oh, I have access to all the characters that are ever come out. There's going to be at least 100 characters in this Warner Bros. Game. Oh, nope. There's only like maybe 20 something and the game is dead. I just wasted money. Okay. Cool. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't want people to think like, oh, this guy just being negative, bro. I love video games. I want video games to be successful. But for them to be successful, the people that are over these games, that means the developers and typically the people that make these bad, stupid decisions are the ones that have the money that are over like these studios, like Warner Brothers. I still say, and y'all have heard me say this multiple times, I don't think MK1 was indicative of what Ed Boon wanted for that game. I think he was forced to make some decisions on stuff, and he was like, "Well, I mean, you know, I guess we got to go with what the man is saying, right?" I could be wrong. Maybe that game was his vision, but I just don't think it was from his past entries. That's just me personally. So I the same thing about these other games. They just come out and people like with the money, the people that don't know anything about games are the one making the decisions and thus making the games fail. All they see is, oh, we got Warner Brothers characters. We got a multitude of characters. This is gonna make money. We're gonna monetize the DLC characters, costumes. Dead. DED dead.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can just. I mean, I'll say, this isn't anything new. I mean, we always get new games, and there's always going to be somebody that's going to crash and burn. Like, it sucks that it had to be the ones that are just was flooding money behind something, like so much money, just trying to make it hit. So that's a terrible blow. But I will say, just companies, like, one thing you could just take from this, like, just give the people what they want. I don't know why, like, they said they loved the game how it was, and then you just came and changed it and just was like, you gonna love this. No, we fell in love with what you had gave us before you took it away for months. Sorry, my kids sleep. Before you took it away for months. So you go come back like, talking about like, yeah, man, I got them fresh J's for you. They go come in the mail like, oh man, them, man, like, yeah, let me go ahead and cop them. Then gave you my money for them, and then when they come in, it's basically a stick figure with a little ball in his hand. Like, bro, that ain't what you told me I was gonna get. Yeah, but you gonna like this though, right? Right?
These the
I
Mick
mean,
Jordans.
yeah, ignore the ignore the Mick Jordan symbol. Like, it's the same shoe. Like, no, bro, this ain't what you promised me. And then y'all want to sit here and just be flabbergasted that your stuff fell. I mean,
Yeah.
this is just one of those examples. Like, like we told you what we wanted. Like, that's all you had to do is give us that. And then when the game died, you want to come back and give it back. Go put it back to normal when you basically like, yeah, we finna shut down all our servers and stuff, man. So here go the game y'all liked originally. What?
Yeah. It's like, sorry guys. Yeah, here's the game you liked. Since the game we've tried to force on you didn't work. Yeah, here's, I guess, now that we don't care anymore. Here's the old version of the game. When I don't know, maybe I could be off with this, but it always seems to me like if a game comes out and like right now it's like so corporate that like when a game comes out and it's like actually good or it's like they're not necessarily like they see the success and it's not like, oh well, that's a game like like Smash or something like that. It's like, oh well, that's a game that was fun and that was developed the right way and that people enjoyed and that's why it made a lot of money. That's cool. Instead, it's like always the constant like deconstruction, right? Of what's the fastest way to get to the point where people are buying my game. Not necessarily I'm going to make a good game that people like, but it's like what's a game that has all the lights and says all the things and does all the what's called has all the buzzwords in it that attracts people to look at it, so they come and pick it up and they spend money on it. It's just like a constantly just like this whole like, I don't know, assembly line factory kind of thing. We're just trying to churn out, something that's going to hit and makes us a whole lot of money, instead of just saying, hey, let's focus on making a good product that we think is cool. I mean, that's basically what happened with, what was it? Go crossing over to another genre, Expedition 33.
33. Yep.
I mean, what was it they said they made? It was Expedition 33 made $3.3 million, 3.3 million copies sold in
Episode.
33 days. Like, you know what I mean? That's pretty crazy, considering that it's not like wasn't like a huge studio that
Indie
made
game.
something like this, But what did they do? They made a game that they liked, a game that they thought was it. They were able to realize their vision of the game. I mean, it seems like, for the most part, without a whole lot of interference. And I mean, on the other side of that, you have a game like Multiversus or MK1 that looks like a game that has been that have been like just put through the ringer, as far as like alterations and how's this going to make us money, how's this going to attract more customers. It's just turning the game into nothing really more than like a glorified storefront for the microtransactions that they're trying to sell you. So yeah, I mean, when you look at it like what they're trying to do, it's like, wow, of course it failed. It's just all it was to them was a money-making proposition from the very beginning. That's all it really was. And then when it was over with, see how easily they can just give you back like the version you liked, but because they don't care about it anymore, because they're just like, oh well, we're done with it, so we might as well give them what they want. But it's so weird, because it's like, but don't you understand that if you had done that from the start, your game would still be alive. Like, your game would still be probably, if it might not be like super wildly successful, but it might at least still have like a decent amount of like support. So maybe you could like maybe speculate about a Multiversus 2. I would not speculate about a Multiversus 2 at this point. I would say that this grand opening, grand closing, I feel like, at least the way that it looks, that we will not be seeing another Multiversus game. I will be surprised if they even mentioned it in the future. I'd be like, wow, really? They're giving that a try again? I mean, it would have to be like a complete 180 from what they did this time. It would have to be like a legitimate attempt at making a game, instead of making a product that, like, you can just like, slap like a bunch of characters onto and then be like, all right, now give us your money.
Last thing I want to say on this. So I know Rexon just mentioned he thinks that they should, stop doing these. I think people need to come correct. I think there's a Smash, a platform type game I think that could work and be very successful if they did it right. And that's an anime style, like a shonen versus platform fighter. We see how terrible the Shonen Jump games, those Jump Force, and people still they clamor for those games because they love those IPs. So if you get IPs such as that and you put them together in a game, and platform fighter that's done well, I think that could be maybe not as close to Smash, potentially could be, but it could be a solid contender. I mean, look at Brawlhalla. Brawlhalla, like, it was made with like 2 pennies and an ice cream stick, and that game, it still has relevance. They still making stuff for it. It's just like, just make something fun and unique. They just took the Smash formula, and they say, hey, instead of having characters just unique to we're gonna have a weapon system that's unique to each character. Oh, that's different. So it's like, and they try something different with Multiversus, with the whole like link to characters like, versus each other, but Smash already does that. They have a 2v2 mode, but it doesn't work quite the same as Multiversus. But really what I wanted to say,
another thing that needs to do is just stop trying to beat Smash. Just go in there with your
too.
own fresh mind.
That too. That's why Brawlhalla was like, hey, we're gonna do this formula, but it's different. It's like Smash Soul Calibur-esque, kind of, and it worked. It worked for him.
Yeah.
So one thing I've learned, if you live long enough and you work enough jobs, you realize that you work at a job and you're probably making somebody else money that just doesn't know what they're doing. Usually the people at the top, a lot of the times from what I've seen, just don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's a story, one of my friends, good friends, Rakeem, told me a story recently about a job about where they had a problem at the job and a person was called in to fix the problem, and they fixed the problem with flying colors. Then the corporation at the top was like, we don't like that. We don't like the way that was. So take it back to the problem. I'm like, but wait, somebody comes in and fixes a problem that you had. That's a big problem. And because you wasn't done the right way you wanted to, specifically, like, hey, now revert back to, but like, this is a problem. And it's the same thing with these games. It's like, people don't like, why would you, I just don't understand how you take something down and it comes back worse. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, I just like he said, you had like creativity. Like when you make a game that's fun, you focus on that first. Don't I get it?
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
business. You want to make money, and I get it. That's like probably the most important thing about a business, making money. But just make the game fun. Like
Yeah.
that's the first priority.
Yeah, because how are you going to make money on your game if nobody's buying it or paying for like the microtransactions? Like nobody's going to stick around to be like, and that's the thing. It's like that whole like it feels like, oh well, we got like a little bit of money on the front end, like a couple 100,000 people like decided to buy like the founders pack or whatever, and then you find out, oh wait, this game sucks. Okay, well. I mean, even though everybody knows it sucks now and nobody's buying or paying for the founders packs anymore, but we did get the money from those people that bought it at the beginning though. So I mean, we did make some money. I mean, it's like the very definition of a cash grab, man. I mean, you imagine it's just like they're like, oh well, at least we made some money, right? I mean, we didn't put a whole lot of effort into that game in the first place. I mean, so whatever, man. Kind of it sucks because you got like Kevin Conroy's voice on there and everything. That's annoying. Got like
Yeah, that's sad that his voice was in 2 flops,
yeah,
Suicide Squad and that. That's
It cleared though. But rest in peace, Multiversus. I guess I can't say you'll be missed, but you'll definitely be
jeez.
a memory that we'll be seeing, in the next 2, 3, 4 years. People doing YouTube documentaries on what happened to Multiversus. So it sucks
was
that's gonna be a
Multiversus
future.
that bad?
Yes.
Yeah, it sucks as that's gonna be a future, but join Street Fighter Cross Tekken and all the other ones that got that fate.